women. That's all he's been about. And that's why I keep bringing up social issues, because that's what we're going to go back to.
You're not sounding very much like yourself these days. I've known you for a long time. Just showing up for work bit. You know I have a 95% attendance record in the Congress. You know I've been named as one of the hardest working members of Congress. And maybe the reason why you didn't answer the question about fiscal responsibility is because for 5 of the 6 years that you were Speaker of the House, Indiana ran deficits.
Boneman, famous from the Survivor reality show, suggested a different way to tackle fiscal responsibility.
I want to create that in our government in that tripartisan way with libertarians, Democrats, and Republicans, showing how we all work together and become a little more fiscally responsible, pulling that curtain back, like I say, and exposing what's going on in our government.
A Howie DePaul poll shows Pence with a 13-point lead over Gregg.
There are now 15 confirmed meningitis cases here in Indiana. That's 3 new cases just today. The outbreak is being attributed to a recalled back pain medication that about 1,500 Hoosiers received. Nationwide, the number of reported cases has now reached 137. The outbreak has resulted in 12 deaths, none of which occurred in Indiana.
Here on Ball State's campus, students can finally move into Studebaker East next week. The residence hall is now completed after a delay in renovation. It was scheduled to be done in time for the start of classes. Nicole Griffin has the story.
Caution tape remained draped outside of Studebaker East, a remodeled residence hall on Ball State's campus. Students were notified last week that they would be able to move in next Thursday, October 18th. They were supposed to be moved in at the start of the school year. Alex Bontrager, a future Studebaker East resident, discusses her feelings about moving in.
I'm so excited, and I'm looking forward to just having new everything, like not having the brick walls and like the cinder blocks and everything.
Contractors were supposed to turn Studebaker East over to the university in March. The project was delayed 5 months.
And when we determined that we simply weren't going to be able to get students moved in at the beginning of the year, we immediately gave students options of either moving into Johnson A or choosing another residence hall.
I was really bummed. Like, I was super frustrated and not excited because I got stuck in the fall last year. So I was like, Johnson's going to be just as bad. It's going to be horrible. And I was really excited for the new dorm.
Since Studebaker East is all the way at the other end of the campus, Ball State is doing all that they can to assist these students. They will be providing them moving boxes and carts, and then they will transfer their stuff over in a moving truck, and the students can follow right behind in a university van.
The process of getting students organized and ready to move has also gone well. Of course, everybody would have preferred to move in at the beginning of the year, but given where we are, we've really gotten a lot of positive comments and really not much negativity at all about the way it was handled.
Despite the controversy, the university recovered and got everyone involved accommodated. In Muncie, Nicole Griffin, newslink, Indiana.
Thanks, Nicole. Students must be all moved into Studebaker East by Saturday, October 27th at 7 p.m. Any questions about the move can be directed to the new hall director, Mike Starr.
Well, fortunately, Ball State students on campus don't have to worry about paying gas bills. This year's gas bills are expected to be slightly lower, according to Indiana Utilities. Veteran North says its customers across half the state will pay about 5% less if they use the same amount of gas. However, the U.S. Energy Information Agency is predicting households will use more energy due to lower temperatures this winter.
Well, as we know, Tina, we've had our first dose of truly cold fall weather here in the Muncie area.
Yeah, talk about lower temperatures. We
Absolutely.
Sure had those today.
We felt them today. Let's see if Alex Wojciechowski has anything for us if these colder temperatures are going to stay around for a while. Alex?
It's a good thing we have those gas bills coming down because you might need those furnaces turned on tonight. So you can see right now it's currently 43 degrees outside with a west wind at 6 miles per hour. It really feels like 39 degrees with that west wind. And showing our look at national radar, we had a cold front move through the area way early this morning, and that's off towards east. And notice how clear it is right here in Indiana. That's what's going to help us cool down a lot tonight. But looking into the desert southwest, we're going to be paying attention to this nexus, which might bring us this chance of rain for this upcoming weekend. So coming up, it will be a chilly start tomorrow morning. We have a chance for a weekend warm-up, but with that also comes a chance of rain, so I'll keep you updated if it will affect homecoming at all. Mike and Tina, back to you.
Thanks, Alex. There's a new way to place your bet at the horse track, and it involves your cell phone. Newslink Indiana reporter Brett Bobb has the story. Brett?
Hoosier Park Racing and Casino has introduced a new convenient wagering system for guests to use in order to place bets. It is called the FastBet Mobile.
We decided FastBet Mobile would be a good thing for our horse racing because it is the newest in technology. Also, it's super easy. We are trying to appeal to newer bettors as well as expert bettors.
They are using new ways of technology to simplify betting on horses. While racing casinos still have tellers to take bets such as this one, Hoosier Park Racing Casino has a new wagering system for tablets and mobile phone to help make betting more convenient.
When you sign up for FastBet Mobile, it takes 5 minutes. You go up, you give them your driver's license, and they give you an account number. You get on our wireless network, FastBet network, and you sign in, and it's as easy as that.
While McLaughlin says their horse racing demographics between the ages of 35 and 50, they want to cater the new mobile system to the younger population as well.
Since our sport is, horse racing is a sport where it's dominated by older people, that we would like for younger people and new people, we need new people to keep our sport going. New bettors, new people interested in the sport, so we thought maybe that this would probably help a younger demographic.
Although the new wagering system is new to horse race betting, guests have noticed its simplicity and mobile use to help make betting easier for any type of horse race betting.
Using the tablet, what will be better about that is the mobility. I mean, because there's a lot of times you come out here, especially on big races, where you can't find anywhere to sit, and you got 9 or 10 people standing waiting to bet, and you got your newer people that really don't know how to bet, so they're asking questions. So if you have one of those on you, you can be standing in the casino, you can be sitting down at the buffet getting something to eat. So that'd be the advantage of having that. You wouldn't miss out on a bet.
No matter which way of betting, either with the teller or by the new wagering system, there will always be horse races to win and lose money on. In Anderson, Brett Bobb, Newslink, Indiana.
Thanks for that, Brett. This is the first racing casino in Indiana to have FastBet mobile wagering system.
And today marked day 3 of homecoming festivities, and after Monday's Homecoming Village and yesterday's Talent Search, the committee hosted a charity clothing run benefiting Muncie Mission. Adam Fox has that story.
Stop, drop, and dash. The inaugural homecoming event aimed to get clothing donations for the Muncie Mission, and homecoming chairman Maggie Hamilton says it was quite the success.
Back of the Muncie Mission representative's car, and it filled the entire trunk. There was over 200 articles of clothing, and so I'm really happy about that turnout.
And the turnout was creatively dressed. Batman underwear, a ship captain, numerous shirtless men, and even a loofah. But the winning costume was Jess Wade in the prancing penguin.
I was thinking about what I was going to wear, and I don't really do the naked thing, so I was like, might as well go as a penguin.
A lighthearted event with a heavy impact. Runners understood the importance to the community.
Oh, it's phenomenal. I love helping people, giving people the clothes that they need. I think it's real great.
It's really important. It's important to us to be able to give back to the community, especially during homecoming week, where it's like, we want the community because the community needs us and we need them.
And if you didn't make it this year, Wade had a message for you.
It was a great run, and if you don't make it out this year, you should definitely come out next year.
For event planners, they hope the run will become the annual Stop, Drop, and Dash that continues to help the community. In Muncie, Adam Fox, Newslink, Indiana.
The popular Air Jam is tomorrow's homecoming event. The dance competition is at Emmons Auditorium, and the first act begins at 9 p.m. The back-to-school teacher's store is raising money in a haunting way.
And one Zumba instructor takes her lessons to a whole new level. Welcome back to Newslink, Indiana. Teachers are using the upcoming holiday for fun and fright by opening their own haunted forest. Newslink, Indiana reporter Caitlin Tice has the spooky scoop. Caitlin?
Spends anywhere from $600 to $1,000 a year out of their pocket to pay for classroom supplies. Muncie's back-to-school teacher store allows teachers from Delaware County to stock up on supplies for free.
As far as the amount that they can spend, you know, everything is free here in the store. We ask that the teachers limit what they take for what they're going to use at that point in their classrooms. So I guess there's kind of an issue as far as making sure that you're not taking an abundance so that we could spread our inventory around for lots of different school systems.
In order to keep their supplies stocked, the store will be hosting the Haunted Forest on weekends throughout October. Co-chair for the forest, Nancy Carlson, has been planning the event since last year. With 297 attendees on their opening night,
We're
the team
hoping
has
to
high
raise
hopes.
thousands of dollars for the back-to-school teachers store. And we're going to do that with your $10 admission, which will get you a wonderful hike on a beautiful trail in a forest. Now, along the way are lots of haunts, so you might be scared. It gets pretty dark back there.
For Newslink, Indiana, I'm Caitlin Tice.
The Haunted Woods begins at 7 p.m. For more information, log on to hauntedforestmuncie.org.
A woman in Maine is being charged with running a prostitution ring out of her Zumba dance studio.
Prosecutors arriving at the Cumberland County Courthouse with what they say is a mountain of evidence in the Kennebunk prostitution case involving 29-year-old Alexis Wright and 57-year-old Mark Strong Sr.
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Not guilty.
Wright and Strong entering their pleas in the same courtroom. Wright is charged with 106 counts for allegedly promoting and engaging prostitution and tax offenses. Strong is charged with 59 counts for promoting prostitution. Prosecutors say he and Wright ran the prostitution operation together out of a Zumba studio in Kennebunk.
What do you have to say about the charges against you?
I have no comment.
Mark, anything you have to say about the case right now?
Both Wright and Strong avoiding their questions outside the courthouse. Following both their pleas, the judge unsealed documents that were previously impounded in the case. The judge also denied a motion for confidentiality that would have sealed the so-called client list. This after prosecutors dropped a bombshell about a computer they say they got at Strong's home.
It was seized from Mr. Strong's residence, and it contains markers for, when it was imaged, it contained markers imaging for potentially child pornography.
It was another flip-flop from the prosecutors. There's no child pornography in this case. They told me that personally, they emailed it to me, and they put it in a pleading in court. And now they seem to be saying they want to go back and see what's going on. As I said before, they don't know what the hell they're doing.
Police say they also found boxes of videotapes at Wright's Zumba studio that show her sexual encounters. They've also begun issuing summons to Wright's alleged customers. Now let's go over to Ashley Lohman, who will tell us what's in our campus headlines.
Now time for a look at tomorrow's headlines tonight from our partners at the Ball State Daily News. IU's announcement of a plan to encourage students to graduate on time might influence other universities to do the same. Details about IU's plans and what Ball State is doing to come. The fraternity Sigma Pi Epsilon might not be celebrating with the rest of us this homecoming weekend. The fraternity is currently undergoing an investigation due to which officials are saying is a risk management issue. Find out more tomorrow. Also speaking of homecoming, the winners of the new off-campus housing decorating competition will be announced. All that and more coming up in tomorrow's Ball State Daily News on newsstands across campus or online 24 hours a day at bsudailynews.com.
Thanks for that, Ashley. Is it going to warm up for the rest of homecoming week?
Well, Alex, we'll have more after the break.
Well, Tina, earlier we were hearing about the possibility of some rain during the rest of this homecoming week.
Yeah, well, let's take it over to Alex and see if that's really going to happen this weekend.
Well,
It is only Wednesday. There's still 3 days out from this weekend, so there's a lot of variability that can go on. But first, I want to take you a look towards the national outlook of temperatures. Right now, hot spot down in Phoenix, 90 degrees. Sure, we would like to feel that again, but unfortunately we can't. Over in Denver, 54. St. Louis, 50 degrees. 68 down in Mobile, Alabama. Bringing it back home to Indiana, temperatures dropped a degree down to 42 in Muncie, 40 down in Lafayette, and Cincinnati, the warm spot at 49 degrees. Back over to our national satellite radar, all the rain is moving off to the northeast and clearing out in the central plains. And that's also what's helping this cold weather stay in place. But today we had a high of 52 degrees. That's way below the average of 67. And notice, back in 1963 during the JFK era, we had record temperatures set at 83 degrees. Futurecast, we have high pressure in place, and we usually associate that with clear skies and cool conditions. And for tonight, 11 o'clock, Futurecast, 38 degrees. By morning, 3 a.m. if you're closing out Bracken, 36 degrees. And 7 a.m. early risers for 8 a.m. class might want to bundle up. Tomorrow, a.m. frost, sunny skies and a high of 61. For a game day preview, parade 10 a.m. Going out there might want to bundle up a little bit. Kickoff at 3 p.m. And by 6 p.m., pending overtime, it should be 71 degrees for the ride home. And for the 7-day forecast, it's looking sunny right up until Saturday, but looking like that rain's going to come in for Sunday.
Well, that's good news, Alex. It looks like for the Western Michigan game, we're gonna stay away from the rain.
Yes, you only get one homecoming 2012 in your lifetime, so live it up.
Live it up. You heard it here first. Coming up next, the Ball State golfer receives MAC recognition, and an Indiana native and former football player / actor hits the dusty trail. Find out more coming up next in sports.
Coming off the second place finish at the Firestone Invitational, Ball State junior Tyler Merkel was selected as the Mid-American Men's Golfer of the Week. The Evansville native led the Ball State golf team to the championships with a score of 7 under par over the last 2 days. Merkel now leads the Cardinal golf team with a 72.75 scoring average, along with being named the MAC Golfer of the Week now 5 times, winning the award 3 times as a sophomore and once as a freshman. Thanks to their performance at Firestone, Ball State is now number 41 in the latest Golf Stat relative rankings. You can see Merkel and the BSU golf team on Monday as they compete at the Earl Yestinger's Invitational. After their Chuck Strong victory against the Green Bay Packers, the Colts paid a hefty price, losing defensive end Robert Mathis and running back Donald Browning for their upcoming matchup versus the New York Jets this Sunday. Vic Ballard, the Colts' backup running back, is scheduled to get the start versus the Jets this weekend. Mathis is out for 2 to 3 weeks with a sprained knee after traveling to Atlanta for a medical evaluation. The team's leading rusher, Donald Brown, underwent surgery repair on his knee's cartilage on Tuesday, calling that Brown is out 2 to maybe 3 weeks at the most. Being the first home game in Washington since 1933, the Washington Nationals played the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cardinals beat the Nationals with a final score of 8-0. The Cardinals were firing on all cylinders in game number 3. Alex Craig with a shot to the left field, giving the Cardinals 1-0 lead. They never looked back, Pete Kozma hitting the home run, which resulted in a 3-run jack. Chris Carpenter gained his first postseason win in the game, giving the Cardinals a 2-1 advantage in the series, leaving the Nationals with a must-win game at number 4. Steven Strasburg in the left looking disappointed with his team after the loss. The San Francisco Giants defeated the Cincinnati Reds earlier today with an 8-3 game, tying up the series at 2 games. In other news, Detroit leads to Oakland 2-1 in the series. The New York Yankees and the Baltimore Orioles are tied up at 1 piece. The San Francisco Giants and the Cincinnati Reds are up at 2 games. Fearsome defensive lineman Alex Karras, also known as Mongo in Blazing Saddles, died at the age of 77 today. Karras suffered kidney failure and passed in his Los Angeles home, surrounded by his families after being diagnosed with dementia in April. Not only was Gary the native known for his on-screen, but 4-time All-Pro defensive tackle Seasons was known for the terror on the field, playing for the Detroit and now handing the unstoppable 1962 Green Bay Packers their only defeat with the Lions on Thanksgiving. That score was 26-14. Karras was inducted into the Indiana Football Hall of Fame in 1976.
It was sad news hearing about Alex Karras' passing, but 77 years old, you really can't say he didn't live his life to the fullest.
And Mongo.
Mongo, Blazing Saddles, it's a classic film.
I haven't seen it, but afraid I'm missing out, so have to watch it.
Absolutely. Well, coming up, check out what's next on the homecoming agenda. We'll be right back.
This is newslink Indiana Entertainment. I'm Casey Miller. Even though she's new on campus, people are already talking about freshman Kirsten Hodgins. Last night, the musical theater major won the Homecoming Student Talent Search with her performance of I Know Where I've Been from the musical Hairspray. Hodgins was awarded a $1,000 scholarship sponsored by the Ball State Alumni Association. The faculty royalty was also announced last night. Professor Sean Vondran was crowned Faculty King and Jamie Skillman was named the Faculty Queen. Tomorrow night, students from all over campus will participate in Air Jam. After weeks of practicing for the annual homecoming lip-syncing competition, Air Jam will feature performances from Greeks, residence halls, and independent student organizations. Trophies will be awarded to the best act in each category and to the crowd favorite. There are a limited number of tickets still available for the show, which starts at 9 o'clock. Tomorrow night, tickets are on sale for $10 at the Emmons box office while supplies last. After the show, the homecoming queen, king, and their court will be crowned. We're more than halfway through the week, but there are still plenty more homecoming events taking place on campus. Friday at noon, head down to McKinley and Riverside to watch student, faculty, and alumni teams race beds down Riverside Avenue. On Saturday, the homecoming parade hits the streets of campus in downtown Muncie before the big football game against Western Michigan. And that's it for your newslink entertainment. Back to you, Daniel and Tina.
Hey, thanks, Casey. We've got a little bit of time left, so we're going to take one last look at weather. Alex, what do you got for us?
It's looking pretty nice for the rest of the week, but winds will shift from the south for the weekend, bringing us warm weather.
Well, that's all tonight for Newslink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter as well. Have a good night.